This first session is a dribbling session in basketball, and I'll be analyzing this session from warm up to cool down. Now, we start with the warm up. The warm up says alternate alternate dribbling intensity and hands while running and getting used to the ball under your control, and finally stretch as a group. Um, the alternate dribbling intensity and hands can definitely be uh, two eggs in one basket because it's something to get you moving. It's something to get you focused on what's to come for the session. But it's also something you'll definitely use in the game. Basketball is a game that's very intense, but also very um, different. Sometimes it's low intensity, other times it's higher. Um, Good dribblers usually change intensity to leave defenders on the back foot. And obviously, dribbling with both hands gets you comfortable and improves your skill. Stretches obviously are very important. Static stretches are probably best for a warm. Dynamic and static stretches are best for a warm up. Um, so then the first practice says you stand on the baseline with the ball, and on command you will dribble high, then dribble medium, then very low. You will adjust your posture accordingly. Then, when I tell you to, as the coach speaking, you will move forward about 10 meters while dribbling low, medium, or high, whatever I say, and you'll stop at the cones until you get told to move backwards, back to the line. Um, I like this exercise because, again, you have to dribble in movement and you have to vary the types of dribble you execute. And the more practice you get at different types of dribbling, the better you become in the game situation. I like the moving aspect. You're being told to move, and if you're challenged, then obviously you focus on the dribbling. If it's too easy, then you focus by doing something different. For example, looking up or looking away from the ball to see how good your control is. Um, it kind of lacks competitiveness because you're uncontested, which means you're just dribbling to your own comfort and you can move at your own pace regardless of what you're told. Um, I believe, however, it is quite suitable because um, the main aim is dribbling, which means it's kind of effective because you're trying different dribbles out, but it lacks a bit of practicality. Um, I like the coaching points. It says adjust your bent knees, which is good for posture. Move with caution and make sure you have enough control of the ball so you can move freely enough, which is very true. You need to be fluent with the ball and be very comfortable with it. Um, a technique for dribbling is never to touch the ball with your palm. You always control with your wrist and your fingertips, which is true because it's all in the wrist movement rather than the hand control. The duration is suitable. 5 minutes is only first practice is really just it's like a post warm up exercise, obviously. So you just want to get them even more comfortable with the ball. So the second practice says first you do a dribbling practice. First you do a dribbling practice so you can get yourself ready and used to handling a ball, while varying the low and high dribble and hands used to dribble. Someone will be passing you the ball, which you don't even control. You just touch it and send it back, while your main focus is on dribbling. Every time you return through passes, you switch the hand you're dribbling with. I like this exercise a lot more because of the practicality of it. You're working your hand-eye coordination and you have to focus on two things simultaneously, which in a game is very true. You're gonna have to focus on many things. Um, Obviously, you're handling a ball which you're dribbling, but you're also thinking about passing another ball, which means you have to have very good control so you don't confuse yourself and end up losing both. I think it's quite suitable because after you've successfully passed the ball 3 times, then you have to switch the hand, which may be more challenging, hopefully, even for the high flyers in the class or the session. I believe it's quite effective because it's the focus is again to dribble very well or improve your dribbling, and this is one of those exercises that does that, I believe. Um, of course, I believe it lacks movement. There is no physical goal aside from dribbling. You're not really moving. You're just staying in the same place. So that could be something to work on. Coaching points again, quite good. knees slightly bent, straight back, good posture. Advice: eyes mainly on the dribbling, never touch the ball with your palm. You always control with your wrist and your fingertips. This also is 5 minutes. Um, the duration doesn't really. There's not much to analyze about the duration, but this should be going on long enough for people to get comfortable with passing and dribbling a ball. Third practice: you start on a cone and you pass to the diagonal cone where there will be a bounce pass. You receive on a set of cones which you must dribble past, then you pass it back to the bounce, and this time when you receive it there will be a defender there to try stop you from laying up. You have to dribble past them, they won't be a hard obstacle, and score. Uh this is definitely more practical because in a game you're gonna use your teammates, which is the person on the bounce cone. It's very practical because uh, you're running, you're active, you have to be alert, you're receiving the ball, dribbling past cones which are stationary and definitely won't contest you. However, then when you receive it, then there's a real obstacle there, which is harder to get past. But then you have the hoop, which in a game you're never going to get a free layup. You're always going to have contestants there. So I like the practicality of it. It's quite suitable because you're put in different positions very quickly. So you're on a cones next, you're against someone, then you have to try and lay up and score. Um, Coaching points very similar to the other ones. Knee slightly bent, straight back, eyes mainly on the dribbling. Never touch the ball with your palm. Uh, Make sure you always know where the ball is when dribbling. Shoot from your forehead. Guard the ball with one hand and push with the other. Good shooting advice. This is a 15-minute exercise, which is good because in a progressive session, you want players to get better at this, so it gives them enough time to progress, but also enough time to practice if they're already good. Um, the fourth practice says this is where you'll be in teams in a box, and your friends, and you're playing for points. However, the way to keep possession and score points is everyone on the team must have dribbled the ball 3 times successfully. And when that's happened with no interceptions and passes have been completed, then you score. I like this exercise because it's effective. It's putting in practice what you have learned so far in the session, and this involves it puts forward the importance of involving all the members of the team. So everyone has to dribble successfully, and obviously the main aim of the session is to dribble. This may um, increase people's confidence, which is always what you want in a basketball session. Um, and you have contestants. You have the other team trying to get the ball off you, so you have to try and keep possession while successfully dribbling. Again, multiple things to focus on in the game situation. Um, Yeah, I think this is a pretty effective exercise, and it goes on for a good amount of time. Also, 15 minutes. The coaching points quite basic but effective. Uh, it's also a very practical exercise because it's almost like you being in a game situation, and I believe it's suitable because it's focusing on dribbling more so than other things. Uh, you're not really scoring in the hoop; you're scoring by dribbling and passing successfully, which again, the element of teamwork. Um, This goes on 15 minutes. The last practice is just an open game with the intent that participants are more open and confident to dribble. The point of this is to test your knowledge and what you've learnt in the session and whether you've progressed, which is always good because in a session where everything's tense and you work hard at the end is always nice to finish with some fun. However, displaying what you've learnt, hopefully. Um, it's Obviously, the main focus is dribbling. Now you're using the hoop to lay up, but that's not really the focus. The focus is to see whether you're more confident dribbling, whether you got better at dribbling, and obviously whether you have fun or not. And then the cool down is you get in a group with the rest of the participants and you do static stretches.